Aha! Well, it hurts my eyes. Super. Let's move this. Drink this. Is this working now? Yes. Good. Why are you in there? Right. What is that in there? I don't mean to be dragging them out. I have been very busy. This is my first time in here in about 3 days. But it's my goal to get this finished. I have to finish it this week. I've got one of them bits of fluff on my brush doing my head in. It's not going to come out, is it? Showing up on there. Where is he? I think I might have just got him. It has been a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. I can't remember anything I've done. I went into the city to buy some Lamenter's yellow glaze. How about yourself? Done anything good? Hello, Mr. Darkfire. How is one this evening? I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've changed some camera angles very slightly. Ah, Hug 1799. I don't think that's the year you were born, is it? 1799. That Sector Mechanicus set would take a hell of a long time to finish. Are you just going to build it and paint it all in one hit? Is that the plan? Just factory line it. That's about the only way I can think of doing it. There it is again. There's that little hair. Get out. I don't know how it keeps getting in there. It's nice of you to join us, Mr. Hug. Well, I don't think we've seen you in the chat room before. An exciting Sunday evening. I thought I'd just pop in for a couple of hours, hopefully. Because this Reaver Titan is out this weekend, isn't it? So we need to be prepared for that. That sounds like an easy win there. As if it involves dry brushing, then there's always an easy win. Aha, it's your first time on here, Mr. Fire. A step-by-step on the Instagram. That sounds like an ingenious idea. I think I tried doing a step-by-step once. Confused myself. I think we're done. We're done. That pipe at the back should be gold, shouldn't it? Why is it that when I'm painting these pipes on guns, I always want to do them in a gold variation? I can never think of what other colours to paint them. That one's done. Every single picture. That would be difficult. You get these people who upload like 19 at a time. I normally try to make it so I do one upload a day on Instagram. I feel like I'm being cheeky or taking the piss if I do any more than one. I think this brush is going to have to go in the bin soon. I've only had it a few weeks. It's just not coping. Like stray hairs everywhere. I think I've wrecked it doing something. It shouldn't die that fast. I don't know what sort of person would do that. They're a different story though, aren't they? They're on the stories, a different story as opposed to actual pictures. It's like having adverts on TV, isn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if that's upset a lot of people, to be honest. I've probably got a few unfollows for putting more than one picture up at a time. Fed up looking at these adverts. Unfollow. A video about Lord of the Rings. What is the Lord of the Rings announcement? Yeah, I feel your pain with the adverts on YouTube. Which ones annoy you the most? The 5-second ones at the start, or like the ones in the middle of a video? Instagram is weird. People come and go constantly. I've found that the same person will follow me and then unfollow me and then follow me and unfollow, and it'll just be constantly ongoing. I follow them anyway, so I don't really know what they're trying to achieve. Also, I had someone unfollow me, follow me, block me, and then follow me again. And I'm like, are you trying to like get attention or something? I don't know what it is. There's a trick they're playing at, isn't there, somewhere? There's something they're up to that I don't know about. Oh look, I've cocked it up there. Alright, that'll get covered up. I can understand with a music playlist that is a pain in the arse. Yeah, if your video is almost as long as the advert, it's like you should only get an advert after every 30 minutes of viewing time or something. That would make sense, wouldn't it? That would be a good idea. They might be stuck down a well. I suppose I could ask them, couldn't I? Why do you do that constantly? They block you for asking. Don't talk to me. There we go, I think that one is done. Oh no, I've missed a bit on the back. Two gold trims. Excuse my coughing. I want to know what is wrong with this brush. I want to know why it's acting weird. There it is again, look. I've got one long bristle in that I can't find. But it doesn't exist. There's nothing there. Oh well, I can't worry about it. What we do need, however, is a drink. They can get lassie if they're stuck down a well. There was a glitch in the matrix on this brush. These brushes, in my opinion, massively overrated. Quality just isn't what they say it's supposed to be. Then again, I've never found a brush I thought was brilliant. Like the hairs just don't seem to come together in a nice point. You always seem to have a couple of those slightly longer ones. The Matrix is 19 years old. I didn't watch it at the cinema when it came out. I saw The Matrix on VHS video around my cousin's house. First time I saw that. We'll do these bits next while that gold paint is drying, because for some reason gold paint always takes longer than any other paint to dry. If you try and put a wash on it, it goes funny. And it also pretends it's dry when it's not. So we're going to put the gold trim on these gun panel things. Don't know what you'd call them. Shields? Gun shields? I'm not sure what you call them at all. But I have cheated and done the masking and airbrush work off camera. What's that? Thank you. The GW hobby holder. You mean these? Are you correct? They're all full of stuff. They're all indisposed at the moment. I like them. I have to admit I like them. I've got another one that someone sent me to do a review on somewhere. It's like a hobby holder one, and it's got like an arm that comes out the top. But when I finish this Titan, we'll do a review of that. We'll have a little play around. We're going to paint some Rainbow Warrior Space Marines with that. And we're going to test it out at the same time. I don't know what that arm bit is for. I see it on a lot of these model holder things. Someone said it's like a finger rest. Did I hear? Is it me or is it hot tonight? Whoops, I've just smeared my piece. You'll never see that. Feel a little bit, you know those days when you're painting and you feel a bit not quite relaxed. I need to just calm down. Mr. Brooks, good evening, how is one? I do feel like it's a warm evening. It hasn't been a hot day, but I feel like it's a warm evening. I'm hot. I can feel the beginnings of perspiration. But these things make you well warm. 30 plus. That is in, it's a foreign country. I've forgotten whereabouts it is that you are. In foreign lands. We'll say you're in Mordor. That's it. Kiev. In the Ukraine. Look, that little bit is coming out of my brush again, that long bit. There it is. There must be like a monofilament coming out the middle that the paint is sticking to. Like the Harlequin's kiss. Muppet number one's dad is being an utter cart. Or clot. A chicken Kiev is called a chicken Kiev in Kiev. I feel like we could start up our own tongue twister with this phrase. Chicken Kiev is called a chicken Kiev in Kiev. Maybe. And what is Muppets number one's father doing that is clottish? Did it auto-censor that word? Or was that self-censored? Not a chat for here. Ah, okay. Aha. Yeah, I do wonder if there's a censorship thing on here. I was about to say, can you fill it up with swear words and see if it censors them, but that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, it didn't censor that. There is no censorship. I'm going to have to go and click on mature audiences only. There's probably some 5-year-old now turning around to his mum. Mum, what does fack, ears, bot and winker mean? What? What did you say? Have I got my Christmas list ready yet? No. I'm hoping there's nothing to put on the list. Now, it sounds very boring, but I feel like there's too much good stuff coming out at the moment, and I want a break so I can get back through the backlog and catch up on some other things that I wanted to do that have been out for a while that I haven't been able to do because there's too much new stuff coming out. So if they stop bringing stuff out, I can have nothing on my Christmas list apart from like replacement paints. Notice we have Pat Cam, who has been replaced. It was the webcam. I'm going to show you the offender. Hold on. It was this. One of these well-known brands, a Texet. And I think it died because it's got the world's worst USB cable on it. Look at that. But that is now dead. Somehow. I don't know why it did. Why? I don't know why it did. Why it's dead. Probably something in the wire here. Rogue Trader is out a week on Saturday. They just announced it. So it goes up for pre-order this Saturday coming. So we've literally got a Reaver Titan coming out this Saturday, and the week after it's a Rogue Trader. So that's me busy for the next 2 months, isn't it? And then in October it's going to be the Warhound Titan, which is on the list. And then there's those Orc cars, which I quite like the look of, which I'm hesitant to put on the list, but they might end up putting themselves on the list. So yeah, but they do kill leads. That's because of that, and I think where it yanked on, it killed it. Anyway, let's put a wash on. What have we got here to drink? I've got multiple drinks surrounding me. I've got here a decaf coffee. New teeth, yeah, that's a good idea. Right, wash. We have to make the special wash up. Can everyone remember how we make it? Two to 1. See you later, my man. Have a nice evening. Right, where are we? A Grombrindle. 1, 2, 3. A new Grombrindle. Which one is Grombrindle? He's not the one who's on a stack of presents, is he? Right. Wash. What is that on there? There's a white thing. He is the white dwarf. Oh, he is the one from the actual magazine, isn't he? I thought the white dwarf looked like some sort of squat thing. He had some sort of arm coming down over the top. There we go. The black gobbo coming out of the present. Is there like a gun in a box or something? Oh, I just smeared my face. There we go, that was pretty easy. I expected that to take longer. Yeah, the squat one, I remember, that's about the only one I remember. I remember the squat one and the one with all the Christmas presents. I think the Christmas present one might be the most recent. You don't have those ones yet. Do they go for a pretty penny on eBay, or are they quite easily acquired? Why did that side seem quicker than the other side? Is it because I didn't do that pipey bit? I am a skilled bargain hunter. You get a +10 on dealings. Anniversary. Are they not all anniversary models then? Ugh. Why isn't this in the bin? It was in the bin. Don't know how it ended up down that side. The Great Lead Sail. Sadly, I missed that. I was out of the game. A lot of people have fond memories of the Great Lead Sail. I feel like I missed out on something good there. I'm just buying everything I can for the bargain. I remember when they did something similar a few years before and they were just getting rid of old stock or something. So I remember finding blisters of Space War stuff and I had no idea what the hell it was because they didn't promote the game or anything at that point. And then I found out it would have been the what would have originally been the precursor to Battlefleet Gothic. You don't hear much about that either, do you? £150 back then, that would have been a lot of money. Nowadays you'd be like, yeah, I've come in with £150. I've bought one thing. War Master. War Master. Now that was the like historical epic style Warhammer, wasn't it? Like a campaign system. I think. They had them cool little cannons, and I always remember the Necropolis model. Wonder what happened to those. Right, that's them bits done. We'll move over to these missile launchers. We have to do some highlighting on these. It's always nice to get a compressor bargain. I think mine needs replacing. It is the knob. It gets quite hot quite quick, which is a problem. Right, we need to do some highlighting on this silver. I might dry brush it, because that's how we do the other silvers, isn't it? So that would be in a consistent manner, I suppose. Where is the dry brush? There it is. We want a little one for this. What's that? Is that a medium? Yes. Where's all this white crap coming from? Oh, it's a bit of pipe, isn't it? Well, I sawed that up. We need something to rub the brush on. We'll use this. Yeah, this was when you were a little bit concerned as to what the results would be like, weren't you? But I thought they looked quite good. It's always fun to try new stuff. It's the only way to learn, isn't it, really? It's just so scary. Squish him in a bit more. Is that Warlord completely finished now? I don't remember seeing finished pictures. Have I missed the finished pictures? Oh. Needs varnish. Oh, varnish. What varnish are you going to use? There we go. Now we have to highlight that red, don't we? And that takes a long time. Hoping when we get back to doing the gold, we'll do the highlight the red, do the gold trim, and then we can re-hit the gold trim on them, and then bits are done. And we are so close to being done. And that'll be nice. Army painter I haven't tried. I use my Winsor & Newton matte varnish at the moment for an airbrush, which is this stuff. I don't know if they're showing up. There's loads of that left. Right, let's put that back in there. What have we got to do? Red. White stuff in there. How dare that get in there? This is the one where I've split me piece. You can see where it's bisected his end down there. Sounds painful. I'm just going to need to empty my water, but it's a bit filthy. Hold on. There we go, we're back in the game. And then we nearly broke everything. Right, where are we at? It sounds good. It's always hard to find a good matte varnish. Look, he's back. It's like he visits every episode. I don't know if you can see him on there. He's off over there. That's the Tyranid. He's been there from the start, hasn't he? Looks to drop in and see how the old project's coming along. Is that done yet? If not, why not? It might have come with the box set, actually. I don't remember seeing it before then. It's probably like some sort of really, I don't know, toxic animal. Did you see that? It just landed it. There's two! I think it just... What's the word? Just split into two. That was weird. Just jumped in the air and turned into two and came down again. Weird. That was on the sprue, I think. Well, I thought there'd be more bits to highlight on there than these, but never mind. That's good. Means less work for me. So it just got up and ran off. Whoa, what happened there? That was weird. Look! Why is that zooming in and out? Yeah, it is. It's breeding by division. There it goes, look. In a minute, there'll be, there's the other one. There'll be 4 on here in a minute, won't there? Unless they're coming out of these pots. I'm going to put a little red mark on his back. Oh. We'll remember him when he comes back. Should draw a little number on his head. Like that old Aliens comic. I don't know if you remember that. When the aliens had numbers on their heads. Aliens comic, yeah. You know, Aliens the movies. They did some Dark Horse comics, I believe. Did some Aliens stories. And there was one where they had numbers on their head, which I think were adaptations of novels. Right, highlights. What? I thought the 4th one had just arrived. Are they coming from the ceiling? They might be living in my light. They're attracted to nearby suns. The Jerry clone, I don't know what the Jerry clone is, but we're trying to breed them then. It could well have been, I don't remember much about it. I just remember they had numbers on their heads. And they were like a red colour. Were they red? I don't know. In my head I've got a vision of like a thunderstorm, a lightning storm with these aliens in it, and they've all got numbers on their head, like red aliens. And yeah, I can't remember if they're like painted on or if they're like scratched in. It's almost like they were illuminated numbers. Someone had written on it in fluorescent permanent marker. Orange. I don't know. I'm tempted to Google that later. Find out what that was that I remember. How are we doing for time? Not bad. We've got some lurkers in the chat. Would you like to introduce yourselves? Drew is an android clone. Pass for an alien. Smoking a cigar. I might have to look that up. That actually sounds quite good. That's the sort of thing they need to be doing in the movies of those. Where the comics went. The comics took that stuff in good places. Sexually harasses human android. Okay. That sounds like 80s comics. Why am I so far over to the left today? Jerry was then clawing. Well, he could have been crawling his way up my arm. Oh, maybe they were early 90s or something. Do you remember the Colonial Marines technical manual? That was a good book. That was an awesome read. I wonder if you can still buy that book. Might cost you a pretty penny. Yeah, I never owned it. I remember people having it, and I remember looking at it in Virgin Megastores. That shop doesn't exist anymore. That had a lot of cool stuff like that. Virgin Megastore was a good shop. The Virgin actually do, and it can be orange. There we go. The Virgin actually do anything now apart from have a airline? Yeah, our Virgin Megastore, I suppose it would have been about 14, 15, so it would have been around 96, mid-90s that was open. To late 90s. Yeah, because I remember the Lord of the Rings came out and they had all the Lord of the Rings tat for sale. I think that was 99, wasn't it? It hasn't been dead for as long as I thought it would, actually. Because everyone was buying the ring replicas on the chain. tyranid just fell on my head. Frodo cover. 3210. Little did we know how big a deal mobile phones would be at that time. It was all about the 3210 snake and text messages. And now everyone is crazy for phones. One does get used a lot, to be honest. A letter limit of 3. Look, this one's having a fit. So there's at least 3 of these driving around. Because I've done a red one and an orange one. And now there's this one. It does not yet have a colour. Right, let's do another highlight layer. You're watching on the phone, you wouldn't have thought about that back in the day, would you? And it was all about unlimited free messages, but nowadays you have to have unlimited data. That's got to be my next thing. I don't have unlimited data. I'm going to have it now. You can have a light orange. Go on, off you go. He won't go. Tomorrow's World was really good. Whatever happened to Tomorrow's World? I'd like to go back and watch all of those and see what things they called. Like, called it, got that very wrong, called it. YouTube, that's not a bad idea. There we go. I think that part is successfully highlighted in the reds. The more science now lean for tech shows rather than what's coming out soon. And is ridiculously expensive. I'm missing your point. What are you saying? That TV shows nowadays are all about what gadgets you can buy? I see what you're saying. Like theoretical technologies and things. It's going up my armlet. There he goes. And he doesn't have a colour. Get off. There we go. I think we are all done with the red. That makes me very happy indeed. That means we haven't actually got any more red to highlight. So we're done with all the red. It says on here, we can enable a super chat. I have no idea what that is. So we shan't bother. It sounds like it'd wreck something. Oh, I know what I should do. These missile tips, what colour can they be? Answers on a postcard? I don't know what colour to do those. Gold. Again, getting bored of painting gold, I will admit. Pay to have your comment take precedent over free chat. Why? Unless you've got an announcement that people must hear. That is bizarre. It makes no sense to me why anyone would pay. Unless there's something I'm missing again. Right, let's get busy with a fizzy. Ah, okay, if you had hundreds of people, that's not very likely, is it? Hundreds of people. This hair is starting to get on my wig. It would be hard with hundreds of people, though I can't see that in the near future. I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 today. That was poor. The best bit was Megan Fox dressed up early on in the movie in a blonde wig. The rest of the movie, not so good. I think I need to find a sponsor who makes paintbrushes. I think that might be my way forward. Are there any good paintbrush makers out there at the moment? Anyone can recommend? This brush is just giving me hassle. Oh my god. I wish it was bitterly cold because it's sweltering hot here. There must be like one long hair in here. But longer than all the other hairs. I don't know. I'm not happy with that brush. What's this one like? This one might be able to replace it. Brushes are probably one of the most important things I find, although it's obvious that they should be important. However, hard to find a good one. What's this? A size 2? That's far too big. It doesn't look very good. It's a size 1. What else have we got? We have a 0. This might be better than my... What's this then? The 1. That wasn't very good, was it? To replace my 3. Brushes do die easily. So I might relegate him because he's just no good. He is making the job harder. Let's try out this one. Oh, okay, you're not going to let me stick your bum on. There we go. Try this. Hey, this is alright. I don't know much about the army paints. I know my friend had some. And he said they were prone to snake tonguing, which is something I've never really had an issue with. I think that's when they split down the middle, isn't it? You get like a V point. That sounds awful. And that's terrible. Some new old German ones. What is a new old German brush? Yeah, I was going to say, it's never happened to me. I've never had a snake tongue. There's always a first time though, isn't there? Yeah, that part was easily done. Brush is passing the test so far. I feel like I want to watch Indiana Jones. Welcome to BBC One. Next up, the clothes show. We're going to see some bargains. Where do you do this bargain hunting? Citadel blue shafts. I don't remember them. I remember red shafts. Are these currently on offer, or are these older ones? A bold mirror. Is it big? Big old basin brush. Sounds like a big old basin brush. Check out my new bold mirror. Hobby games. There's a 000 brush. Is it like one hair on a stick? Barely a hair. A black shaft, but a triangle shaft. I'm getting visions of like a 2D ice cream cone. Tyranids going past again. I think there's more than a few. I think they just keep doing laps of the area. Got a lot of gold trim on these missile launchers. Hobby Games. Is Hobby Games like a rip-off of Games Workshop? If I lived in that place called Worksop, I would have a shop called Gamers Workshop. Gamers Workshop wouldn't be in any way affiliated with Games Workshop. Gamers Workshop would be a lovely place to work. Where is Workshop anyway? I feel like I'm painting corn stuff with all this red and gold. I feel for all the corn painters out there. You have to do this on every model. Grotty back alley model shops. I don't have enough of those near me. They must be a dying breed now. A grotty back alley model shop. So far, this brush is proving a sufficient replacement for the other one. Let me down. The works. Yeah, I get my that big one, my eye painting brush. That was from the works. I think that was the one you said you had too. Right, I'm going to get this gold trim done. Then we are done for the night. Yeah, they were from the works. I think they were like $1.99 or 99p for a big pack of them. And you see them, you think, I can't resist. They'll come in useful for something. Next time I need to paint some eyes. They're actually alright, them really big ones. It's the smaller ones that are pretty shoddy. You don't mind messing them up, do you, when they cost like £2 for 60? Yeah, they are nice and soft, those brown ones. Have a little look. This is a bold mirror. See? It's a 1.5 ton brush, bold mirror. Well, who knew I had my own bold mirror? Oh, 2D artwork. How is that going? Much harder than 3D, I would have thought. This is kind of like painting by numbers. I don't remember painting that bit on them, but I did. Oh no, I've gone over the lines. In my painting by numbers, that's alright. We'll rescue that with the wash and the repaint. There we go. We are all red trimmed up. Right. Yeah, I can imagine canvas is for professionals, unlike faux professionals such as myself. Give me a canvas, I wouldn't know where to start. Although I'd try and channel my inner Bob Ross. We just stab things with a 2-inch brush. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to say goodnight. And I'm pleased with this brush, it's worked. So I now have a new primary brush. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Goodbye from the Tyranid, that's the gold one. He's still there. So I shall see you all later.